What's going on, guys? I got a little bit of a different kind of video for you today. I am playing in a 1-1 $200 cap home game. The host's name is Gray Bear, super awesome guy. He even cooked us some food, and you will see that in the video. Actually, the first hand in this video is from Monarch's 2-5 game, and I was told to stop filming. So there was a little bit of a miscommunication there, but I'm currently working on getting access to filming, and hopefully that works itself out here in a few days, because that would really suck if I couldn't film at my favorite casino. But I've kind of been on a massive downswing. I haven't filmed a lot of it because one, I wasn't allowed to, and two, I tried to focus on the game. And yeah, it's been rough. So hopefully this session goes better. I actually know the results, but you guys don't. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. We're gonna jump right into the first hand. Okay, so this first hand is actually coming to you from the Monarch Casinos 2-5 game from about a week earlier. I have $600 in my stack, and I peel back King 9 of spades. I'm on the button, and there's a $10 straddle from under the gun. And like most of these under the gun straddle pots go, early position calls, middle position calls, and looking back, I really like a squeeze here, something like $50. But I ended up calling, which allowed the small blind and the big blind to see a flop 5 ways with a pot of $50. The flop comes queen of clubs, king of clubs, 6 of diamonds. The big blind makes it 30 to go. Early position folds, middle position on my left decides to call, and this is where I put my foot down and I decide to raise to $110. I have a pair here, and I'm looking for some folds. I really don't want to continue going 5 ways, and it's likely someone's on a draw of some sort. I want to get more money in while I likely have the best hand. Folds around to the middle position player on my left who makes the call, giving us a pot of just about $300. So now we're going to a turn, which is the 8 of spades. Pretty much changes nothing. The middle position player checks to me, and I bet out for $150. As I'm cutting out some chips, the person on my left is posturing, making it look like they're going to snap call. They have a handful of chips, and they're ready to slam it down on the table. That kind of made me laugh in my head while I was cutting out the chips, because I've seen this so many times. I end up making the bet of $150 anyway, and he puts chips down, thinks for about 15 seconds or so, and folds. I always think it's funny when you see someone posturing like that. Sometimes it means strength, sometimes it means weakness, usually weakness, but in this case, he folded. So it is what it is, and I get a pot of $300 pushed my way. So right after this hand happened, a bunch of people in suits came up to me. Apparently the dealer told the floor that I was filming. I told him I had permission to film because 3 weeks ago, the floor let me film. But basically that floor told me something wrong. There was a miscommunication there. So essentially they gave me the marketing team's contact, and I'm emailing them. They emailed me back. I'm currently waiting on them to review my content. And so hopefully in the next week or so, I'll be able to film more at Monarch. So until then, I'll be playing some home games and maybe elsewhere. I'm not sure, but yeah, hopefully they reach back out to me and say I'm good to go. Oh, now moving on to the home game, brought to you by Gray Bear. It's an awesome home game, which is lower stakes, but it's still really fun to play. This game was a 1-1 game with a $200 max buy-in. Lots of double and even triple straddles throughout the night, so that's how you know it's super good. Some great people and even a home-cooked meal, as you can see. So hope you enjoy this picture because it tasted fantastic. The host decided to smoke some meat and make some mashed potatoes. It was absolutely delicious. So thanks to him. Appreciate it as always. But moving on to the first hand of the night, I looked down at Jack 10 offsuit, and I raised from under the gun to $4, which then folds around to the big blind, who 3-bets to 10, and I am the only caller. So we go to a flop of Queen 8-2 rainbow with a pot of $21. And I'm sitting here with a gut shot and pretty much nothing else. And the 3-better makes it 15. This is a big bet compared to the size of the pot, but I don't think my brain processed that at all, because in 2-5, $15 is not a very big bet. So I decide to call, and, I instantly get rewarded with a 9. I drill my gutter, and even better, he leads into me again for $35. I debate on raising this time, but I decide on just calling because it seemed like this guy was extremely strong and he was going to bet large again on the river. The pot is now $121, and the river is an ace, which sucks for me because it kills a lot of the action from any Queen X holding, which is kind of what I'm assuming he has. Hopefully 2-pair. I was correct because he decides to slow down and he checks. I decide to make a half pot size bet for value. He thinks about it, and I'm praying for a call, but he ends up making a good laydown and folds. He later tells me that he had king-queen, so good fold from him. So there's something about these home games that really entice me to give money away and make absolutely horrendous plays. So not super happy with how I played this at all, nor any of the subsequent hands following this one. But you'll see those later. I'm in the big blind, and I look down at the lovely 4-5 offsuit, and I must be on crack because it looks like a premium to me. The middle position player raises to $4, and there's one caller. I decide to throw in $3 more since I'm in the big blind, and I see a flop 3 ways. Needless to say, this was probably a fold pre-flop, but honestly, what can you do? With a pot of 13, we see a flop of Queen 7-4 rainbow. I flop a pair, and it's pretty hard to make a pair, right? So I checked the initial raiser, who bets $6. The middle position player folds, and I decide to stick around and see one more card. I mean, I do have a pair, so that's something. The turn is a 10, which does not improve me at all, and I check. The initial raiser now makes it $15. Again, I have a pair, and they're hard to make. So I decide to stick around and call and see one more card. The river comes an ace, and I start to have some devious thoughts. Maybe he had top pair, like a queen, and now this ace is coming and I can use it as a bluff card. I decide to check, and he bets 30 into a pot of 43. For some reason, I read weakness on him, and with this ace, I decide this might be a good time to check raise. So I raise it up to 70, which is just a little over a min click, hoping for a snap fold. But unfortunately, I get the exact opposite of that, and he goes all in for about $100 more, and I become the one who snap folds. I really hate everything about this hand, and I definitely should have just folded it pre-flop. I think I made a mistake on every single street. So right before this hand, we played a PLO double board bomb pot. I'm not going to put that video in here because I have no idea what I'm doing, and I would just butcher everything about it, and it wasn't even interesting. So basically, I lost my entire stack, about $200. But what can you do? At this point, I'm extremely tilted, frustrated, but at least I'm having a really good time, and I probably should leave because I'm playing bad, but Burke, the guy with the purple beanie, is my ride, and I don't want to make him miss out on the action. So I decide to stick around and hope that things turn around. But we're moving on to another terribly played hand. I look down at ace-10 offsuit in middle position. In this hand, there's a $5 straddle on, and I decide to raise it up to $15. I get one caller, but then the button decides to 3-bet squeeze up to $40. A lot of dead money in the middle. I decide on a call and think that this guy could be doing this with a much larger range. The other player folds, so we're going to a pot of $120. We go to a flop of King of Hearts, Jack of Hearts, 5 of Spades. I completely miss, but I'm sitting here with a gutter, an overcard, backdoor flush draw. I'm trying to look at the positive side of the situation. I check, but unfortunately the 3-better makes it $40, and even more unfortunately, it wasn't a big enough bet for me to fold. So I call, just praying to hit an ace or a queen. With 200 in the middle, the turn is the 7 of clubs. I check again, and he decides to rip it for about $60 more. Again, this isn't a huge bet compared to the pot, but I have ace high and absolutely no hope at this point. So I just decide to fold and live to see another day. Okay, so this hand is a pretty quick one, and I look down at pocket eights. I have about $90 in my stack at this point, and there is a $10 straddle on. So I have 9 big blinds, and there are 5 callers. I'm in the small blind, and I decide to rip it all in, honestly just hoping for all folds so I can pick up $60 uncontested. I mean, that sounds pretty sweet. But it folds to the button player, who takes about 2 minutes to figure out his decision, and we talk for a little bit. I'll let you guys hear for a second.
I really like this hand.
Be my guest, I'm filming.
Dude, you make the vlog.
But he ends up folding and tells me he had pocket 2s, and I was like, come on, man, you should have doubled me up. What's going on, guys? I just filmed the intro, and now I'm filming the outro. But basically, yeah, it was an awesome game. Unfortunately, I didn't have great results. I was in for 500 total, out for 0 for a loss of $500. Pretty unfortunate, but that's poker. In fact, I lost 300 of that 500 in PLO double board bomb pots. I'm just getting absolutely coolered every time, but that's to be expected because I have no idea what or how to play PLO double board bomb pots. I've just played like 12 of them in my whole life. So it is what it is. Unfortunate, probably will not be playing those again. But like I mentioned in the intro, I am on the biggest downswing I've ever had in my poker career, and it is frustrating. I'm tilted. I need to take a step back because I am just progressively playing worse and worse. So I'm going to take a week off, not think about poker at all, and then I'm going to take a week to just study. So hopefully I'll shoot for the next video to be in about 2 weeks because I just need to take a second, step back from the table, figure it out. So I'll be in the lab, and hopefully I'll come back even better. So yeah, let's shoot for 2 weeks. Hopefully by then the Monarch Casino will let me film there. If not, I will try to film at Bally's. We'll see how that goes. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed the hands. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had fun, even though the results were not great. And I guess that's all that matters. So, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And thanks, guys. Appreciate it.